Corporate stats breakdown. Harvard Business School study found that 37% of employers rank experience as the most important qualification in an applicant, not educational attainment. Is that realistic or is that cap?
That's super real. But they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to hire you, or they even look at your experience unless you got the education.
Right.
Yep.
It's a
Depends
catch
on the
twenty
job
two.
though. Like Walmart, they don't care. Come be a cashier. No, you
I
got
don't know.
experience. Yeah, you need no education. Well, if you try to move up to management, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna need that
It
degree
ain't,
though. You know
it
what I'm
ain't
saying?
even management. You trying to get to the corporate office. Hey,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
you can
Well,
get
I mean,
there.
so I guess it depends on the level, right? So in the low
yeah, for
level,
sure.
uh, matter of fact, all levels, experience matters. It's the most sought after skill that you have.
Right,
That's the highest, right? In
right.
all levels. But in
Mm-hmm.
the low levels, they really don't care about your education at all. They
Mm.
just want you to do the job. If you have experience, great. You know what I mean? Then you go up. If you got experience, we'll look over your education. You're supposed to have a little degree. You're supposed to have a bachelor's. We'll look over there because you got experience. You're a good worker. We're going to hire the best fit. Now, at the next level, above that, at middle ground, they're going to use your education as a kind of barrier. They're going to gatekeep
Yeah.
with your education. You've
Right.
been working your way up the company. You got
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, even 20 years experience. But
Mm-hmm.
they're going to stop you from getting that money because of your education. You know what I mean? Your
Yep.
experience is all the way up here, but they won't let you get past this point with your money.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get it to match because your education's down here. Your experience way up
Mm-hmm.
here. You're trying to get your money way up here, but they're not going to let you with the education. They'll hire you, but they want you to do the job of
Mm-hmm.
CEO or a high ranking person, but they don't want to pay you,
Yeah.
and they
Right.
justify that because you don't have the education.
Yeah.
Right.
And
That's
then
true.
and then it'd be like a catch 22 because then they say, "Oh, you too qualified for this position. I can't pay you
Yeah.
what you're really worth."
Yeah.
Or we can't justify giving you a raise that's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
substantial. Like so
Yeah.
now you
Right.
got the experience and you get all this experience. They say you can't get the management job or you can't be promoted. You can't get a raise because you don't have the education. Guess what? You smart. You go get the education. You
Mm-hmm.
come back to the same company you've been employed for 5, 6, 7 years, even 10 years. You come back with the education.
Yeah.
Oh, we just can't give you a raise just because you got this degree now. But you said that was the only thing that I was missing. And guess what? You got to go shop your skills around, market yourself, sell yourself to really get the money you deserve. That company you thought you was being loyal for, with this experience, you got the education for them. Not anyone don't even want to pay you. You get paid by strangers. So that's how it
Right.
works.
And then for me, it's like three things, right? One thing is you can have just the experience but no education, and you can get stuck at the company because all your experience is just with that company, and you can't parlay that somewhere else because all you're selling is the experience that you worked there. But it seems like sometimes if you don't have, I've seen it just what happen to people. They can't move to another company or move somewhere else because they don't. They'll tell them they'll keep getting that you don't have the education. You don't have the education. And that sucks, man, because I even been in that situation before. That's why I had to end up going back right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and another one is um, the different levels. Let's just use the state. Like, let's say DHS, right? Working at DHS. If you go to the website, a lot of the jobs that's posted, lower level jobs. They have higher level jobs, but they want so much. If you want to make over 50,000 for DHS, which the money is there, you got to have probably at least an associate's degree, if that. And with that, you got to understand as a minority, there's a double standard. Just because Billy Joe can get in with his experience, that don't mean it's gonna happen for you.
Yeah.
Is it fair? Nope. But that's just how the world works sometimes, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And I'm telling you, one of the worst things you could do, man, is get to that point and have a way for them to kind of gatekeep you, you know what I'm saying? And they do it all the time. I mean, not just DHS, but they'll let you get up to that point. Yeah, we really need you to have that bachelor's degree, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've been working here all this time, and then y'all gonna do me like this. I see it happen all the time, man.
Yeah.
And then the last point before we get off this is that's why we tell you to try to think about after high school because it can be done if you could work in the field and get education at the same time. Like if you do a trade, you get to work in the trade, they pay you, and you come back in the evenings and go to school like an electrician or a plumber or whatever those things is. You get to work and get the experience at the same time. If you go to school for IT and you get a job working in IT, working in help desk, you get experience plus education at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You work at a hospital, you want to be a scrub tech, you working in the medical field, and do St. Vincent, do they do scrub tech school too, like Baptist, or is it just Baptists that do that?
I don't think they have a school on site anymore.
Okay.
But another thing, to spin off that, even if you're working a lower level job or research the perks of any job you have.
Yes, 100%.
It's
Yes.
tuition reimbursements, it's discounts if you go to this online school, if you go to that. So let's say Baptist got school attached. They give employees, like, for an example, they give employees 75% off tuition and they reimburse up to another 10%. And you're thinking about doing the same job at St. Vincent. If you're looking at your future, you might want to go to Baptist because they have a school attached and they have those benefits. St. Vincent might have a different work-related program that they got a free gym. So you want a free gym or you want 75% off your tuition, you know what I mean? Or something
Right.
you might be interested in. So looking at the perks of any job is very important.
And perks doesn't mean stealing from the job. That's not a perk. That's called taking a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, I get
Some
free.
people they say,
I get free trash bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, man. I get free 32-inch TV, man. All right, keep thinking that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I told you I
but
was working at Walmart. Go ahead, Phil. What you about to say?
but I'm gonna take my little $450, go down to Georgia and get me a fake degree, and boom, I'm ahead of everybody.
Boy,
You can. They do that too. Some people
you're
do that.
the best.
Hey,
You remember they had that ring? You remember they had that sting where those famous people, they was finding out those Hollywood actors, their kids was getting those fake degrees? And they really didn't do nothing about it. They got news coverage, but they didn't do nothing about it.
Yep.
But if that was us,
They
though,
still got to keep
I
it
didn't
too.
get
They
that sound effect, too.
They got a fake degree from Harvard. You know what I mean? They
Boy.
ain't high. But you see, hey, don't judge me if you see me with a fake certificate giving BBLs in the back of a U-Haul. You know what I mean? Don't hate.
Then what was that? The fake nursing? Was it a fake nursing degree?
That's what I was about to say, man.
Man, that's a degree you don't want to fake because you don't know what you're getting into with nursing. You faked that, and then the first day on the job, you got to clean somebody. Like, wait a minute, I didn't know this was nursing.
No,
That's what you cheated for, dog.
The nurses don't do that. The CNAs do that.
But they was giving out fake CNA certificates too.
Yeah.
Because it's less money and it's a less of a spotlight. So hey, Phil, come to my school. We can get you certified. It's a 2-month program, but I can get you certified in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask y'all this: with people that do that, right? I didn't know. Is that an excuse, or they knew what they was doing? They just try to use that to bail themselves out.
The teacher definitely the institution. They definitely know there was a bail. They trying to use it to bail themselves out. Now the students trying to get a nursing degree or a CNA certificate, they were just victims. They were eager.
So you think all of them? So you think all of the students was victims? You don't think none of the students was like, I know this ain't real.
Not all of them, but I mean majority.
What do you think? If you did a percentage, it was like they went into it knowing that this is a hustle. This ain't real.
Like 100% knowing, like they may think. I'm sorry, but they may think, hey, this might be a scam because it's the cheapest one and it's the shortest one. It might be a scam. I think maybe 25 or 35% might think that. But as far as people knowing it's a scam, going into it, 2%, maybe 1%.
Nah, I think it's higher than that, bro.
Like,
I think you give them too much credit, man.
Anybody gives their money to somebody that's gonna take it? But go ahead.
Because it's a shortcut. That's because it's a shortcut.
but
Of
like,
course they would.
like I went to school for CNA, right?
Yeah.
I was done like in 90 days.
Right.
But you don't. The books that don't mean nothing. You only learn when you
No.
get the experience.
Exactly.
That's what I say. Like, but
don't.
that's what I say. Like,
But
people
there are some, in nursing, there are some foundational things that you probably need to know before you really step foot into it too, though, right?
Yep, that's
Instead
what
of
I'm saying.
bypassing. Yeah.
I'm talking about the school part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
School
saying.
part
Even
is
in the
like,
school
you don't-
part.
So
No,
you talking about you saying people went to these fake schools to get a fake certificate so they can start working immediately.
no. The ones that got them fake certificates, they didn't go to school.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You
But
know it's fake. And then if you go into it not knowing, but then you're not going to school, but you get a certificate, you got it. At that point, it's like, come on now.
We're talking about different things. So they
Yeah,
had
we're
a
talking
fake,
about two different things.
like so. There was one where it was a fake school. These people were the scrubs. They went to school 3 days a week.
Yeah.
They found out they weren't accredited after they.
Now that's different. Yes.
So that's what I'm talking about. These people didn't know because the people that was scamming them was going in there gave them books. They printed off line, was going there teaching them some fake fundamentals because they were actually nurses, getting $1,000 per student, 30 students in the class. You know what I mean? Boom. Those students got scammed. Now, what the other thing he's talking about, trying to buy a CNA license.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So it was a disconnect from what I was talking about and what Mike was talking about.
Yeah.
You trying to
I went to job court.
Buy a degree.
I went to job court. That course itself was supposed to be a year, but I was done in 6 months because I knew my stuff. I knew my stuff. Like,
you sure you didn't buy it? You didn't say, well, Spill, if you give us an extra
He
150,
tested
we
out.
can make that happen.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I was focused. That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all listen. I get paid.
But there are people I'm just saying, not you, Phil, but there are people out there, they knew that there was a shortcut.
Yeah.
Like, you telling me I ain't got to go to school? All I got to do is give you how much?
Yeah.
Man, make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those are what, hey, enjoy it. They running that scam. They was running it.
Hey, Big Mike, they say it leaves a bachelor's.
Yeah.
I got you, fam. Where you want to graduate from? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I got the ink. I got the printer, the ink and everything.
Give me some believable. Give me some believable. Sure.
It's just like in IT, right? You got to, like when I worked at the ISP place, people would come in there and you could tell people that cheated, they got their CCNA or their Cisco certification. They would have them come in there and say, if you don't know how to use a computer to do your job, but you cheat, it's gonna show when you come in there because they're not gonna shadow you. Some people it's like some people want to be shadowed the whole time. Well, if you tell them you brag,
you know what I mean? Hey, train me. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, it's certain things though that you should know. You shouldn't have to be trained on, like how to open up a terminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be like everybody.
How to open up putty.
Yeah. Right now, everybody open up. But when
you say, how do you do that? Well, you say, how do you do that? But you got a CCNA. you ask how you do that. It sound like Master P. How you do that? It's just like it's like EKG. Somebody said they got a certification in EKGs, but they don't know nothing about how to hook up the pads. I thought they got a certification.
Where the stickers go? Like, you know what I mean? You don't know, like, step one, you know. Because people are trained well, they're going to teach, like, especially a low skill job, but they're going to train you on, every job is going to train you on the job. But it's certain stuff. Like, okay, let's say I'm getting a driving truck. Matter of fact, I'm driving a car. I'm driving a van. It's a regular van. And I can't take the job. And I don't know how to drive. I ain't got no driver's license.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right.
And that's why I'm making this analogy.
Exactly.
So this is what he's basically saying. He said, I've been driving for 8 years. You know what I mean? I'm a certified driver. I'm a Class D license. And you say, hey, how you open the door? How you open the door? You get
how you put it in park? How you put it in park?
And it's like, where the key go? Like you don't know nothing about driving cars. And that's how awkward you look in some of these jobs when you bought a degree or you bought your certifications. Like you don't even know
Man.
where the key goes in the ignition, and that's how crazy
Yeah.
you look sometimes.
Because I'm pretty sure it's terminology that you probably need to learn in school that they probably not going to. Because in hospital, they use acronyms and terminology all the time. They'll just throw it at you. They're not going
And
to train you. Hey, you work at Baptist, we use this terminology. You know, you have to know that before you go in there. They start coming out, we need you to come up here stat. That means something. You know what I'm saying? We need you to come up here stat. That means something. But if you don't know what that means, you just think they
yeah,
talking about baseball stats or whatever.
hey, cause
I
as a
had two touchdowns.
as a
Yeah,
CNA
exactly.
man, that CNA stuff, I said, man, you have to learn so much of that stuff.
What's
You
Q
do.
four? Like,
This stuff is like a periodic table. I'm like, man,
yeah, like he need his vitals Q4. Like, what? Okay.
How long what
What
did you
happened?
have to give up to retain? Did you have to give up something to retain some of that CNA stuff?
Man,
no,
he's
Or did
not a
you
computer, but he just learned a
huh?
different
yeah,
skill.
I'm just
I,
asking, like when you have to retain something, did you have to
it's,
give up something?
I mean, I wasn't doing nothing. I mean, I was like, everybody else went to college. I was like, shoot, I'm just gonna get my CNA license.
No, I'm talking about to retain the CNA, the information from when you was
Like,
doing it.
So,
What did it take for you to retain it?
like to learn a whole new skill set,
it didn't
terminology,
take
Yeah,
much. I didn't have to give up nothing because I was like, I'm a learner anyway.
because learning don't
right.
work like that.
Yeah. And I was like, what, 18, 19?
Mm,
I'm fresh. So man, picked up on that stuff so quick. But
mm,
and to this day I still do some of the stuff that I did. Like even making
yeah,
up a bed.
yeah.
Yeah, turn them sheets,
Wow.
poo poo. Yeah,
Tuck them
yeah,
sheets in,
like those
get
life
that
skills,
comb.
like you know what I mean. You gonna be trapped in this bed. You know what I mean.
For
Boy.
You got a
real.
flat sheet. You got to move. You ain't gonna be moving nobody in your bed. You got a little
Boy.
tuck sheet for the kids.
Learn how
But
to
like
read the blood pressure stuff, the systolic, this stuff, all that shit, man.
you
Boy.
know how to say it. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You ain't saying the
Yeah.
top no, the
Yeah,
bottom no.
that's, yeah.
You know what I mean.
You know what
Uh,
I'm saying?
but like
All right.
medical terminology is that thing like experience. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So I learned before. Like I even took science class. I was in the hospital. And it's so natural when you in an environment and you using it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
For
you can
sure.
tell when somebody off the street comes in, it's just kind of weird. And that's where the experience come from. Like that wants 2 years of hospital experience or something like that. But that don't make no sense. Why? How am I gonna get the experience? Why he getting paid more for experience? Because you know what they're talking about. It's like I'm speaking Spanish or Korean to somebody else when I'm just telling them
Mm-hmm.
what they got to do with their job. And the same thing with the IT. When you say open up putty, you know what I mean? They're trying to get some silly putty, you know what I mean? They don't. When you start talking about terminals, they thinking about batteries and stuff like that. So
Yeah. It's just like the last thing I get off of this slide too is like with web development. When I took that, majored in that in college, they didn't say turn on the computer and learn how to use Windows. You know, you had to already know how to do that. Like you literally got to know how to just open up a code editor and download a code editor. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know how to use a computer already. Plus, you got to learn how to use a code editor to do HTML and all that. But if you don't know how to use a computer, you won't even get to the code because you don't even know how to even do that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the perfect example of like prerequisites. You got to have
yeah,
this to even
100%.
go to this
Yeah,
to even learn this skill. You got to have this skill,
yeah.
and that's why
It's like Legos almost for sure.
exactly. And you got to have something to build on, something to build off of. You know what I mean? High
Yeah,
value skills. That's where those skills are
yeah,
coming from, and that's why they're paying you. Because you don't
yeah,
know one thing, you know this thing to this thing to this thing. So you get paid for
yeah.
it.
Next slide.